Good morning, friends. So we'll start basic question bank 451 onwards. So conversion screen are used in neutron radiography testing (NR) to convert neutrons into ionizing radiation. That is, convert neutron into ionizing radiation, then electrons, and so on. Then darkens the film. Nuclear radiography, it is desirable to have large length diameter L by D ratio of the collimator. So length to diameter ratio should be large. What is the charge value of neutrons? 0. The energy of thermal neutrons commonly used for NR is 0.01 eV to 0.3 eV. The energy of fast neutrons is above 0.1 MeV. When using film as the method of neutron personal monitoring, what filter material is used to produce an gamma reaction, nuclear to gamma reaction, which will increase the film density after neutron exposure? Cadmium. He's talking about film base. Neutron attenuation is greatest in which of the following materials? Hydrogenous material. Attenuation means stop by hydrogenous material or absorbed by, you can say. All the following methods are commonly used to clean parts prior to penetrant testing. Power wire brushing. Because it can smear it can produce smear and close the porosities or some open holes. Vapor degreasing, liquid solvent, alkaline cleaner, everything is okay except power wire brushing. The PT developer times are usually in the range of 10 to 60 minutes. Using a blacklight lamp with a crack filter or without filter in place can cause damage to human eyes because the lamp emits ultraviolet light. The term used to define the period of time in which the test part is covered with penetrant is dwell time. Developers can be applied by A. Dipping, dusting, spraying, all of the above. From a safety standpoint, penetrant should have high flash point. In laser scan penetrant testing, ultraviolet laser diode operates at 375/405 nanometers to generate the excitation light beam. Which of the following surface conditions could have a detrimental effect on liquid penetrant test? Wet surface, rough surface, and oily surface. Which level of penetrant is most sensitive? Level 4. The highest health hazard associated with using a blacklight lamp is electrical shock due to improper earthing of lamp. When performing a liquid penetrant test, the surface of the test part should be free of oil, grease, water, and other contaminants. Industry and military specification controls the flash point of the penetrant. Liquid penetrant testing is capable of detecting discontinuities open to surface only. PT can be used to test most material provided the surface of the part is not extremely porous or rough. Post-emulsifier penetrant require a separate emulsifier to break the penetrant down and make it water washable. So emulsifier only to make the penetrant water washable. That is the answer. The relative amount of light reflected or emitted between the indications and the background is termed as contrast ratio. Radiometers should be calibrated every. You can do 6 months. The term used to define tendency of certain liquids to penetrate into small opening is called capillary action. When a fluorescent penetrant inspection is performed, the penetrant material are formulated to glow brightly and to give off light at a wavelength that the eye is most sensitive to under dim lighting condition. The most sensitive is this yellow-green light. All the following parts can be tested by the liquid penetrant except a part made from porous plastic material. Good cleaning procedure will be remove all contaminations from the part and not leave any residue that may interfere with the inspection process. What is the optimal temperature of penetrant material in part under the inspection in order to obtain the best results? 16 to 38 degrees centigrade. So more than this, it will try to evaporate. Less than this, it will not penetrate. Means the dwell time you have to go as per code. Some time to increase, but 10 to 50 it is written, but you cannot go work like this. 16 to 38 is the answer. All of the following basic inspection principles apply to visible penetrant method except a longer penetrant time is required for smaller discontinuities. For small discontinuities need a longer penetrant time. The intensity of fluorescence in relation to intensity of ultraviolet radiation that excites it is directly proportional to the intensity of ultraviolet radiation. In PT, blacklight, UV light intensity measurement are made using radiometer. The lowest temperature at which liquid gives off gases sufficient to form an ignitable vapor at liquid surface is called flash point. When the permanent record is required, which of the following developer can be used? Lacquer developer. That means it is something like plastic and you can just cool it and save it, or you use photos. Nowadays photos is good rather than lacquer developer. In PT, the minimum accepted intensity UV lights at 385 nanometer, not millimeter, nanometer, 381 millimeter, okay, from the test surface is 1000 microwatt per centimeter square. Sorry. Okay, the PT in PT the minimum accept intensity of UV lights at 381 15-inch from the test surface is 1000 microwatt per centimeter square. Prolonged exposure to ultraviolet radiation can cause skin cancer, keratoconjunctivitis, Catoconjugatives, cataract formation, all of the above. The term used to describe the action of a particular developer in soaking up the penetrant in a discontinuity, so as to cause the maximum bleed out of the penetrant or increase contrast and sensitivity is known as blotting. With which entity method is surface cleanliness most important, PT. White light intensity at the surface of part when using visible dye penetrant should be a minimum of 1000 lux 100-foot candles. When you go for visual test, different, here PT different. Subsurface discontinuities can be best detected by post-emulsifiable. Subsurface you cannot find with PT. So none of the above is the answer. So dye penetrant is not for subsurface. Only empty. Which entity method is commonly used for inspecting core sit in casting? RT. Which of the following generators would provide the narrowest cone of X-ray radiation, 25 MeV? The narrowest cone. The smaller the physical dimension of a gamma ray source, the penetrating power of gamma ray source doesn't depend upon the physical size. It is the UG. Penumbra is depending on the size. Smaller the size, penumbra is smaller. For a particular radioisotope source, the strength is proportional to becquerel. In general, when using the composite film viewing technique, each film should have minimum density of 1.3. Composite viewing. When two films are there, that time each film should have 1.3, not less than that. Generally, sources of high specific activity are more desirable because they have lower self-absorption. This type of things just remember, because if you understand it's okay. Higher specific activity means disintegration is increased, is more desirable, because more disintegration you can quickly do things, quickly radiograph, and self-absorption is lower. Radiation particles and photons lose their energy primarily through ionization. They make positive and negative ion formation. Generally used shield of gamma rays are uranium, lead, concrete. Depleted uranium they are using. So nowadays the pencil means the pencil itself is depleted uranium. Inside there is very small source, radioisotope. Most of the gamma radiography is performed with artificial isotopes, that is radioisotopes. The normal recording medium of photoradiography is the radiographic film. Okay, my dear, we'll stop here.